This is Oldecam,
And this is not a spring check.
and here we're going to talk about something that actually that people don't think of as a consumer electronic. Well, you see this in my hand. This is a consumer electronic, but so I have the thing stuck in my deal. But actually, in a sense, this in my hand right here is a consumer electronic.
Why do you say that?
Because it's got a printed circuitry on it. It's a storage device. We sit there. Because everybody knows this is, but what we're going to talk about a bit is the fact that on here is music stored from a MIDI that we purchased. We purchased a MIDI unit. We actually purchased two MIDI units that both of them said were MIDI capable and could be plugged directly into your computer and use it. Neither one of them could. One of them had a straight interface with it to go plug into your computer and plug into the USB port.
Because part of it is a lot of times when they're looking at the keyboard, you're saying, oh, it's a USB keyboard.
Yeah.
So that should work really easily. Well, it doesn't quite work as easily as you think. And then also we're finding out that the MIDI, yes, it's supposed to work on desktops, does not necessarily work on laptops, right?
Oh, it doesn't. And the MIDI software doesn't necessarily work with Vista very well. The MIDI units didn't work, but which I hate this, so let's stop for a second. Oh, actually, okay.
Is it coming back up?
Okay. What happened is this, I'm running a thing on a Vista, and the stuff was all created on, we actually, to make things work, we had to go have XP put on.
Yeah, you had XP put on. We got a gaming laptop,
yeah,
which had Vista on it, and we had it changed to an XP.
Yeah, which basically negated a lot of the
functionality.
Yeah, a lot of the functionalities. But what we discovered, which the thing is loading right now, we discovered that I don't have Microsoft Office. You believe that? Microsoft Office. We'll continue to do this until we get it right, because it's what can go wrong will go wrong when see, this computer has Vista on it. And as most people will tell you, there's nothing wrong with what we've done. It's just there's Vista on the computer. We would not recommend ever buying a computer with Vista.
If you go in and talk to the people, they're like, "Oh, do you have Vista?"
Yeah, they automatically say that. But we didn't realize that when we got the MIDI keyboards that they did not want to hook up to Vista. Did not realize it at all. So then we did get the MIDI keyboard. We've got XP on other computers in. Then we discovered, oh, gee whiz, even though it says the MIDI can be played through the computer, it can't be played through the computer without an interface.
Oh, yeah, they forget that small detail.
Yeah, and then we had to find the interface, which was, not the world's easiest thing, because a lot of places, other than the pro stores, don't carry interfaces.
Yeah.
The place that you can buy a MIDI keyboard at will not sell an interface or cable to use with it. But we bought the interface. Then, here's a good thing about the interface.
The company is M Audio.
M Audio, yep. But we bought the M Audio thing. Didn't have a power supply with it.
So you had to get a power supply.
You had to find a power supply, and you had to find a power supply that actually fitted. We had to buy a thing with multiple tips and a multiple changing on a power supply to make it work. And then we had to go find the MIDI cables, which can cost you an arm and a leg if you could find them. We bought the only two MIDI cables they had left. And then we also had to have the new software, because the other software basically was so screwed from trying to load it on the Vista that we had to buy new software to put on the brand new XP system. And we loaded that, and then because there's no instructions manual with the M Audio interface.
Oh, that was fun.
Figuring out how to plug it in, that was the easy part. How in the world do I make the MIDI connection? Because I did too. I shut off my sound from here when I plugged the interface in. So then I had to go find a set of earphones that actually plugged into the jack. The jack on the interface is an old, the old plug-in jack, not the RC or the pin now. So you had to go get an adapter for that, so you could hear what you were doing. Then when I was able to hear what I was doing, I was able to download the MIDI library from we have multiple. We have Casio, we have Yamaha, and both of them are the same thing. I can load down the MIDI effects from the computer, from the keyboards, but they wouldn't allow me to play the keys.
Oh.
So I'm playing the keys on the computer, you know, which
and
was
not on the keyboard.
not on the keyboard. I mean,
Oh,
like,
that was a lot of fun.
yeah, I mean, here we go. Like I ended up, you know, I'm using the keyboard on the computer, which gives you little keys to play on up there.
Oh, that's a pain
to do
in
this.
the...
Oh, it's really a pain in the backside, just like, you know, trying to, you know, see, you know, turn this off. But I mean, it's a good sound that people can hear. You know, that's one of them that I turned out. But it, I had to go, the programming, there's no real instruction manual on the software either. It tells you, well, go to, you know, this figure. Well, the figure doesn't exist on the toolbox.
Part of it is we're playing with M Audio right now.
Yeah.
And Roland.
And we've got
Magic software. Oh, actually, no, actually Yamaha. We'll try Roland next.
We're going to try a Roland next, but basically nothing that I have is really, I'm playing off a keyboard that comes with the software instead of the keyboard on the computer, but I'm using the MIDI keyboard to funnel everything through.
What fun.
I know, it's really fun. I mean, it's like an electrician's nightmare. You'd have to see. I have got the cables spread, well, she's seen the cables are, I mean, we're talking cables everywhere to hook up to the thing, and then to make it really work, I can hook both of my keyboards together to get even more sounds, but I still can't play the keyboards. So, and it's frustrating. Things like consumer electronics, this isn't pro stuff.
That's true.
This is not the pro stuff. This is the stuff that you can buy, you know, at a quality consumer electronics store. Quality keyboards, quality software. You know, the Magic is, okay, I have Magic, I have Cakewalk.
Oh, this is the Magnolia. No, this isn't Magnolia. This is the area within Best Buy that competes with Guitar Center.
Competes with Guitar Center, yeah. But they didn't bother to tell me there was no power supply, no instructions, and no cables. The box is totally empty except for the interface. And God, I mean, you have to be. I'm fairly good at figuring things out without instructions. But I'm sitting there, okay. Well, it does say in and out on where to plug.
Well, you know what?
Cables.
It sounds like it's more prosumer than consumer, because consumer they usually have all the pieces in there.
No, but it's not. It is basically you can't. If you cannot make your MIDI, most of the people buy these semi-expensive consumer keyboards so that they can play it through their computer and record music. Because that's what they want to do. They want to play music. And what happens is when you don't have all the parts in one place, it tends to get you somewhat unhappy with the people that sold you that. You know, and they tell you, well, you should go over to the Guitar Center and get a... We went to the Guitar Center.
Oh, we went to Guitar Center. We also, Coffee Sound and
yeah,
other
and the Guitar Center wanted to sell us an interface that was 6 times more expensive. And it's the same interface, folks. The very same in audio. They wanted to sell it for about 6 times more than what we paid for it, which means it wasn't worth. And then they didn't tell us that the interface we got didn't work with, that we were going to buy worked with Vista.
Well, you know, part of it is sometimes it's more theoretical and you're reading what's on the boxes where they haven't actually played with it themselves.
They haven't played with it because they don't use it. They have a different, they have the pro models which are different than the consumer models. And they also will buy the more expensive, like Roland keyboards. I mean, okay, right now we can get the keyboard that comes with the Magic program for a really good price and use that to work off of. But what it's doing is their keyboard is separating yourself from having to use the keyboard that sits on the computer. So you're just using the keyboard, you're changing one from another, but you know, but it works. I mean, I've sat there and
maybe the easiest thing would have been to just buy a whole package that does all of it. But part of it is like if you have like the keyboard from one area that's supposed to work, why do you want to buy another keyboard? Because you already have one. I mean, he already has 2 keyboards that are the piano keyboards. One's USB and then the other's
actually, we've got a second keyboard. Anyway, here we go again. We can't find that.
What are you trying to do?
There we go. I'm trying to get off of this one into the next one. That's what I've done off of the keyboard that comes with the software, which is a godly little small thing. And then, which is my crown jewel, you know, which is...
He's looking. Is the lighting better that direction?
I can let you Keep it close to you.